Here I am in the seed vault. One thing that I thought was kind of interesting that I saw in a video online was the good man from Siskiyou Seeds. I don't remember his name, but anyway, he was talking about how they, in addition to doing this permaculture farm, have been in the business of selling seeds. And anyway, he then showed this vault that he had, and he's like, we have an insurance policy on this room, and it's just one sort of extra building they built on their farm that's climate controls and all this, and it's just full of seeds. And he I like to think that I have big bags of seeds on some of these, some serious harvest, but he pulled out a really, really big bag of some kind of brassica seed. Anyway, he goes on to say, we put out an insurance policy on this room because there's probably about $1 million worth of seeds here if you were to sell each of these, put them in a package and sell them individually. So kind of interesting to think about. What is the value of a seed, right? They seem to be cultivating, named varieties there. But yeah, I was thinking then, how much is the value of my seed rig that I have going on here? Probably not that much, because nobody really knows what I'm doing here. I'm not growing name varieties. This could be very valuable to someone that lives in my area and is practicing a similar aesthetic or growing technique, but anyway, just something kind of interesting to think about. There's, what is value? Money is kind of made up. It's a made up concept. Made up. It's not a surprise that it's associated with governments. Governments have currencies. Other people are trying to get currencies. Cryptocurrency, I think, is kind of a scam. First off, just because it doesn't actually work as a currency. You can't make transactions with it, which was supposed to be the whole point. But funny how that worked out. It's not up to snuff as a transaction system, which is sort of the point, other than the rest of it, which is all just speculation. So anyway, I'm doing a little I just am cataloging. I'm going to take this, these seeds that I've dried down. I'm going to put in this place. So this is Melon Grex 2022. This is just what I've collected so far this year, which is actually not that much. I think this is all just from that one that just happened to kind of spoil on the vine. So I'm going to add this. I could just put them all together, but this is a Kajari melon, sort of Indian style melon. So I'm going to keep it in a pack, but it's still in Melon Grex 2022. And I think it's important to sort of consider how your sort of seed saving protocol works. In Joseph Lofthouse's book, he describes basically just having one jar per either kind of per Latin name or sort of subgenre within the Latin name. So C. maxima, you have your Hubbards, your Cooties, whatever. And anyway, so he's pretty. He puts it all just in, hot peppers, sweet peppers, etc. You can make those distinctions, but you want to simplify as much as possible is his way of looking at it. And yeah, so I don't know if I ever get the itch to, you know, really work the Kajari phenotype or sort of genre. I'm going to use the word genre because that's really what these are. They're all just, you know, things, different mixes genetically that sort of showcase certain aspects, just certain expressions of various phenotypes. That's how I look at it. So anyway, yeah, I may want to mess with it later, so I'm just putting that in there. But it will, when I go to plant out next time, we'll all just get mixed together. I'll be sure to include what's in here, what's in the sub packs in the main pack, because that's really what we're looking for. So just a little thought about that. Put them together here and pack it away. Just to kind of show you what sorts of stuff, you know. So I do keep packs of some melon seeds here. Typically what I've done is, you know, I'll grow out a few and then I leave about half the pack. Grow out a few in a Grex and then leave about half the pack. So these are some ones that I got from them. This is some cantaloupe that I got at the Whole Foods. This is a grow out of Loft House Landrace Muskmelon from 2019. This is from Southern States, a good store. Those who know, know. And yeah, let's see, what else do I have in here? It's just kind of fun to look at this stuff. Melon, I don't remember ever successfully getting anything that looked like that, but maybe I did. This one, I think, is actually not. Yeah, maybe tried growing this out once. Did not have success with this, but this is actually maybe doesn't cross. Maldives melon, gem melon. Anyway, and then yeah, here's my Korean melon pedigree here. Japanese style melon. Kajari. So, if you get melon Grex seed from me, it's going to have that in it. That's sort of what the possibilities are, anyway. And, you know, that's just kind of fun to think about. What genetics do you have sort of in your pool? And how can you use those? Anyway, yeah. Then I just, yeah, these are, it's supposed to be airtight containers here. And put that away for now. I think I have another jar full of melon seeds here as well. Yeah, this one here is just Korean melon type melon seed in there. And yeah, so you can kind of work two different genres, same sort of species. Keep those together. The melons are there. And yeah, I, you know, could get a little bit more organized, but you know, whatever works for you works. I would say, you know, do your best to make it as simple and elegant as possible. That way you can just intuitively, you know, throw things out when you need to. A good way of thinking, you know, it might be good to do it by sort of time too. You know, I'm going to keep these things in a section of things that get planted in the spring, summer, midsummer, etc. So anyway, yeah, just wanted to, you know, take a little time to give you some insight into the process of seed saving, and you can be pretty general. I think that this is, I consider it to be a pretty creative act as opposed to I'm not taking notes. That's one thing you'll notice. There is not a lot of writing. This is the sort of thing that can be done without literacy. And that it is kind of freeing to not have to write things down, and to be keeping records, and to be keeping lines pure, because this is actually the opposite. We have sort of the opposite objective here, which is to keep lines as diverse as possible. So, yeah, it's fun to save seeds. Your setup might look a little bit cleaner than mine, and that's totally fine. This is Gobo Grex 2021. That's edible burdock. Here's my curcubits, and you see some of this. I mean, some of this stuff looks really bad, but that's okay. I don't clean my seeds very well. I'm not super meticulous about, as long as they are still viable, and there's a lot that you can do. A lot of neglect that you can give and still have viable seeds. This is all stuff from pumpkins that people left out on their porches when they were done. They just put them on the side of the road, I think. And they hadn't even started to rot yet, but it was after Halloween. And so they looked like maximas. They had a round stem at the top, so I went ahead and took them home and saved seed from that. And that's just free seed that you could throw around, hopefully kind of get lucky with in your garden. So it's fun. This is sort of your ammo. This is sort of your this is where sort of the brains of your unit reside. And you want to be careful, because if you lose them, or someone steals them, or some sort of natural disaster happens, you want to be sure that you have some kind of backup. Some people do sort of multiple sites, making sure that they have redundancy in their seed systems. And the most important and probably easiest way to do that is to just be sharing your seeds with others. I just signed up for a sort of seed exchange that is for people who grow Grexes and land races. And that's going to be awesome, because you send in some of your seed, and then they send you back some of everybody else's, so you're constantly getting new genetic diversity, and what could be the widest base of genetic diversity out there. So looking forward to working with other people and getting some new seeds coming in as well. So it's all very cool. This is exciting stuff.